That's true. I think since you dealt with the word truth, we need to deal with the word belief. We use that word belief as though it's the truth.
The truth.
We believe something, but belief is only that which man thinks, perhaps, is the truth. Doesn't have to be just because you believe it. Because if you haven't tested it, then you don't know it's true. Exactly. True is something that cannot be changed. It will not pass away. It will not go away. It just is. It is what you know. And the only way you can know anything is to be a part.
Exactly. And that's
what you know.
And that's the thing off of the overall conversation that we have is about, the Creator. If they're not able to see it, they don't believe in it, and it's not truth to them. And we have to believe in the impossible. Sometimes you have to fantasize and see the God within yourself in order to discover the Creator, And that's the whole, I would say the main concept of allowing people to understand that the religion that we've been taught has confused us to a point where we're not even believing in ourselves anymore. But then you have people now questioning religion, and there is always a question to it because you had people, the oppressors, that used to commit crimes like murder our people on a Sunday morning praising God. And the more they hear you scream, the more they praise him. And that's confusing to even a person like myself that, not that there is not a creator, but to make it seem like that creator is only meant for a certain race of people that, we are the less, I would say at the bottom of the bracket. And it's not like that because we are indigenous people, and that is truth. That is facts. That's something that we must put in our bloodlines, even for me to think, and for me to have a seed or have kids, and for my kids to have that truth within them as well. And I think that that's the problem now. The generations of the new millennium, their ancestors have confused them because they see truth now, and then versus what they've been told according to religion and how they've been brought up and what they should believe in.
That is exactly the point. I said to you that I would like to read something. Mm-hmm. Can I read a little something?
Go ahead.
That is on this. Okay, this is another way of looking at the creation and fall of man. It's chapter 1 of a book, and this is a quote. Time never was when man was not. That's a quote. And this is something that deals with that. If life of man at any time began, a time would come when it would end. This is another quote.
Right.
The thoughts of the Creator, and here it says Allah, and that means all. That's what the word means in the Hermetic teachings. All. Cannot be circumscribed. No finite mind can comprehend things infinite. That's a quote. All finite things are subject unto change. All finite things will cease to be because there was a time when they were not. Right. These are quotes. So this is not something that the person who put this together was trying to claim for himself to have written. Mm-hmm. The thing is, this is so ancient. The bodies and souls of men are finite things, and they will change. Yes, from the finite point of view, the time will come when they will be no more. But man himself is not the body, nor the soul.
Right.
He is a spirit.
Exactly.
And a part of the all. So it's like the younger generation needs to understand that they are infinite. They are not the physical, that they are something beyond that. And that is what happened when we were taken over, colonized, and whatever. They had to take out people who lived that life, who understood that principle. And they gave us a concept that said, we are wretches, we're not worthy of this, that, and the other thing. And we had to go outside of ourselves to find God, like you just mentioned. the God within yourself.
Exactly.
Well, they made it a fact by bringing us the concept that we had to go out and there had to be someone who could intervene for us to get to God. So we can't even see God within ourselves.
Right.
That has to go. That has to go.
Right.
So that every being on the earth can understand their connection with the creative principle.
Right.
That is what, just like we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal,
yeah,
endowed by the Creator,
right,
with certain inalienable rights, among them life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. We have to understand that to be a person in line with what is a part of our Constitution, which was here when Europeans came here.
Yeah.
This concept they did not bring because they didn't believe that anyway.
They didn't. They manipulated everything and made it their own.
Yes. So we have to understand that. So they have to come into that understanding, this younger generation, so that they can relate and go within themselves to be who they are.
Exactly. And to accomplish their mission. You know, we're all here sent for a reason, and it never stopped it. It didn't stop after MLK, you know, was murdered and killed, you know. And it continues. It will always continue as long as they are here. It would never be a time, you know, we always open. You know, we don't claim this planet as just our own. We would share it. We were, you know, for anyone to flourish. But it's going to become a time where, you know, these people with, you know, these entities will have to be forced away in order for us to be pretty much on a new beginning, a new path of understanding who we are, and to be able to develop our education, our systems, and all these things, you know? And like I would tell people with this eclipse that came has a very, I mean, it has a big purpose in the change that's going to come. And I think this year, the other one comes, and it's going to be like from New Orleans to, like, it's going to run across, it's going to connect paths in the same state with the other one that came in 2017. And that's going to mark an X through the United States. And somehow that right in the between, you got the South. You got Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia. Then you got all these other places. You got South Carolina, North Carolina, and I think, in Virginia or something like that falls into a point. And you got all these different layers of where it's going to be colonized. It's going to be split. You know, we're going to be able to compromise with the Latinos and with these other races that are already here in our country. You know, we're going to be able to, I mean, these people are melon. They have, you know, they're connected to us. You know, the only people that are not connected are, you know, the Europeans, pretty much.
Well, you know, I missed the eclipse. Are you saying there was one this year?
No, I don't think it happened yet.
27th? Oh, it's
27th, you know, it's coming. You know, 27. Either this year or 2023 or 20, it's something. It's coming up. I think it's this year. We're gonna have a couple of eclipse or whatever. But you know, the first one that we had in 2017, we both got to experience that together because I was with you. I was there with you, and you know the energy that came down. You experienced it, and it was something epic. It felt like an extra layer of skin. You know, when I took the off of your house, you saw how it was running down like water. All that energy, and that somehow was a communication with our ancestors. It had a lot to do with the revolutionary change, World War III, as you spoke, you know, that is coming into effect. And it's going to be right here, it's a mental thing. It's going to be a mental war. You know, you have your physicals, you have the spiritual, you have all these different wars that will come. And now it's the mental war, which, you know, is sparking the attention of the woke, you know, what we call ourselves now, the woke generation. So, you know, this is where pretty much where we are. The spiritual battle is always in effect. It's happening now. You know, we just can't see it. The veil that's covering your eyes from seeing what's really going on in the spiritual realm. You know, there's a war between good and evil. And we can see it. We can even see it in the physical form now through your eyes with the it always happens in Congress, presidential, however you want to put it. Always by those leaders, those Europeans, pretty much, you know?
Yes.
They're trying to break out of their trees. They're trying to own everything, even space now. So it's a thing where, we are always at the we're always at the bottom bracket, but when it comes to voting and it comes to the black people's opinion, it always matters. And we don't even understand why it matters so much. And this is the generation that's figuring it out right now. And I do. I know why it matters. Because you got people right now that's willing to fight. They have to make some serious changes, and they're not willing to. That's why they're using whatever evil they can, entities they can, to continue to maintain control.
Right, and with that being said, we have to choose our weapon.
Right.
We choose our weapons for this battle, and not their weapons. And their weapons have to do with, their weapons have to do with really warfare.
Yeah, warfare.
Of war.
Carnal weapons.
Yeah. Right, those kind of weapons. Our weapons have to be mental. We have to think our way out of this, and because we don't want to be taken out because we don't have anything to fight against their physical weapons of war.
Exactly, and that's where the fear comes in. That's the fear,
Right, and yes, but fear in the ultimate sense means that you are in awe of the creative principle in the universe.
Yeah.
It's not to be afraid of anything. It is that you are in awe of everything because everything was created by
the Creator.
This, force. That's right. So we have to get the right definitions for what we're doing and how we're going to go about it, and understand that to be fearful is to be in awe of the Creator. And these people didn't create us themselves or anything the eye can see. So we have to, be doing what we need to be doing to be victorious in this upcoming or this current thing and be among the people of righteousness.
Exactly.
We have to choose our weapons, and the weapon is truth. The weapon is love.
Yeah.
And love ultimately means the divine will and divine wisdom of the Creator.
Exactly.
That's our first weapon, and then truth, and that is based on truth, what you can know.
And belief.
Like belief is what you think, but to know there is a Creator, you have to go within yourself.
Exactly.
And then you can know. And they have taken that away by saying you have to go outside of yourself, and the intermediary is this person who was one of our ancestors.
Right.
He did not claim to be the Creator.
Yeah.
But they made him the Creator in 325 A.D. at the Nicene Council. They voted on that kind of thing. Is he going to be God? And and then they said, well, God, and then they made up this papal system where God is Jesus and Jesus is the Pope,
right?
And the Pope is whatever Jesus was. If they said he was God, then each one of them is the God, and that's not what Jesus came to do, and nor did he come to save the world.
He didn't ordain nobody to become gods. He didn't do that.
No, and especially himself. Exactly. He didn't ordain anybody himself to be himself.
Exactly.
When they hung him up on that tree, he didn't say, "Oh, me, myself, and I. Why have I done this to myself? Why have you left me out here? What's the deal?"
Right.
He didn't say that. He just, that wasn't even a part of it. They decided what he said and what it meant. Why hast thou forsaken me? Why have you forsaken? I've done everything you said.
Exactly.
Why are you doing this to me? What did I do?
That sounds like a typical man, right? That don't sound like a God, does it?
Yeah, really. For real. Yeah, but that's, we have to look at these, and the younger people will be able to just see that and understand that for what it is. It's not hard to understand. They will say, "Oh, okay, I get it." But that doesn't mean that what he brought, what this man brought, was not what was needed, but he brought what was needed for his people at that time, Israel.
Right.
And it's not this group over here claiming to be something they are not and can never be, never were. It's not that. It is the book, the Bible itself, is about this people and their journey. It's about their journey. And that journey does not, come out ultimately over there in that part of the world. The Israel that I'm aware of is right here, and this is what they're trying to take over. I feel that they have taken over, but it has to go back to the people it belongs to, and that's Israel, and that's not over there. That's over here. So there's some things that are happening, and if you look at what's going on in that on your television, I know they used to say in my day, the revolution will not be televised. But it's being televised.
Jill Scott Heron. That's
right.
one of them. They relate. We are in common. We similar artists as far as with my music and stuff like that. And I really do inspire. He is an inspiration on my spoken word. As far as my music, and I didn't even know anything about him, and knew that I had the same abilities. As far as my spoken word, to influence people until I was introduced to him by a friend of mine, Andre. I met him through Moultrie at Beans and Screens around that time or whatever when I was starting my career. But yeah, that is so true. But now it is. It's like now it's being, it may not be this is not a TV show, but people are hearing it. So